Dear students, I am Santhan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part 2 video, I would like to explain about what is the structure of human eye and what are the parts involved in it and explain that parts is nothing but so what is the major role of the each part of the human eye in the chapter of human eye and colorful world. So structure of human eye. In our previous video, in the chapter of human eye and colorful world, we are discussed mainly two simple topics. The first one is least distance of distinct vision. It is normally for the normal eye at the middle age of the people is nearly 25 centimeter. For the young age is nothing but below the 10 years children. Its value is 7 to 8 centimeters. For the old age peoples is nothing but above the 60 years. So their least distance of distinct vision is nearly 1 to 2 meters. After that we are discussing about the angle of vision or vision angle also. So means if the theta is equals to 60, that is called angle of vision. What is the angle of vision? 60 degrees. If the theta is equals to 60, so you can able to see the both extreme ends of an object simultaneously without changing your eye. If so, the visual angle is above the 60 degrees. We see a part of the object only. If it is below the 60, we can able to see the entire object. So that is our whole object. After that, so today in this video, our topic name is structure of human eye. So all of you listen very carefully when you are watching the video. So it is a rough diagram about structure of human eye. This is the one is there. So in our human eye, basically how many parts are there? So means the basic parts in the human eye. First I will tell about that one. Cornea, aqueous humor, iris, optic, ciliary muscles, crystalline lens or eye lens, vitreous humor, retina, and finally optic nerve. So these are the basic parts present in the human eye. Once again listen very carefully. How many, sir, what are the basic parts involved in it? Means cornea, aqueous humor. So next one, iris, pupil, ciliary muscles, crystalline lens or eye lens, vitreous humor, retina, and optic nerve. These are the basic parts are involved in the human eye. So now I will explain one by one. What is the importance of each part in the eye? So we know very clearly. So in every human body, mainly 5 sense organs are there. These 5 sense organs are very important for every person. So eye is the one of the sense organ. With help of the eye, we can able to see the colorful world around us. That is very clearly. That's okay. So now we discuss about this one. Here, in this diagram, you are observing that this part. So means in our eyeball, a spherical or a curved surface is there. This curved or spherical surface, spherical front surface, it is where in the front of the eye. So you are observing that our eyeball front of the eye appears like this one. Which shape is there? It is just like a cone shape. Means if the rays are coming from this one, it is the convex shape. So that's why you are observing that it appears like a curved surface or spherical surface. Means listen very carefully once again. Our eyeball is having a curved or spherical portion in the front of the eyeball, that is called cornea. Next one is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a liquid. It is present between lens and cornea. So what is the use of the aqueous humor? Means it is always keeps the eye wetly without drying. So due to that reason only we know very clearly, if any dust will be fall onto our eye, so without found any scratches or without damage of the eye, this aqueous humor will be helps to us. That's why so aqueous humor will play an important role. What is that role? It is always keep our eye in wet mode without drying. So cornea is the front portion. It is which surface? It is a spherical or curved surface. Aqueous humor is a liquid. What is the use of this liquid? It is always keeps the eye lens or eyeball in wet mode only, and its refractive index is 1.35. Next one is iris. Iris is an colored part in our eye. Listen very carefully, it is important. Iris is a colored part in our eye. So here you are observing that the total color may be either brown color or some blue color, silver gray color, means gray color not silver, brown color means brown, gray, black, blue. This type of colors appears like around the black portion. That is called, means so between the white portion in the middle, one color type of portion is there. That is called, what is that one? Iris. So iris is a colored part in our eye. We are able to see that colored part. With the in the other persons, that color is mainly appears brown, blue, black, grey color like that type of one is there. That is depend upon the persons only. But the iris is acts as a muscle diaphragm. It will be contain a tiny or small hole at its middle that is called pupil. Okay. So here, this is the totally from here to here. This is totally called what is that one? Iris. The iris will be contained. Okay. So a small or tiny hole at the middle. Okay, like small tiny hole is there. That middle is there. Okay. So this hole we are called pupil. Means is nothing but the small tiny hole we can say as from here to here. This one. Okay, in large way. So that is way. What is the use of the pupil? So the pupil will be allow the intensity of the light into our eye. Is nothing but when you can able to see the any object. What we know that we know very clearly the light is coming from the eye. It is passing through the lenses and fall onto the retina. So when the after the refraction or reflection, we know very clearly the rays are really meet at a point or appears to meet at another point or diverge from the point. At that point, image will be formed. That's why. So in this one, mustn't should the rays will be coming from the object. It is enter to our eye or not. So that's why before enter to the eye lens, it is passing through which one? Pupil only. So the pupil will be allow the light into its. But what is the color of the pupil means? It is a black color. Why? Because of means the light is entered to inside the eye. Okay. So it will be not reflected to back again. Means it is a only one-way path. Due to that reason, what will be happen? You can able to see the. So means this colored part is appears to which color? Black in color. If it will be reflect the color again after enter the light, what will happen? It will appear to particular color. Because of we know that when the light will be after the reflection or refraction. The reflection or refraction part of the light is reaches to our eye, then you are able to see that object. But here, so when another person you are considered that if you try to see your friend eye, at that time what will happen? What is the part of the light is enter into the pupil, through the pupil into the eye. At that time, after fall inside that one, it will be not reflected to back. Then what? That's right. So it will be appears into the which color? Black color. So next one is there. So but in this one, what is the use of the iris? Means the iris I said that it is acts as a muscular diaphragm. So the iris will be can adjust the intensity of the light in the low light condition, in the daylight condition. In the low light condition, so we are not able to see the object at that time. Then what will be happen? The iris will be try to extend the size of the pupil or hole. At that time, so more light will be try to allow into the our eye. Then you will be able to see the object. If the daylight condition means so intensity of the light is more. At that time, what will be happen? So the iris of the muscular diaphragm will be contract the hole. Is nothing but reduce the size of the pupil. At that time, it is only allow the less intensity of the light for able to see the object clearly. That's why iris will play an important role to allow the intensity of light into the eye through the pupil. That's why iris is a colored part. It is contained in which one? A small hole at the middle, that is called pupil. The pupil is which color? Black color. Iris is which color? It is different colored spots are there. It is not a single color. Brown, blue, black. Some other colors is also there. So now that one. What is the use of the iris? Iris will be so adjust the size of the pupil, because of I say that this acts as a muscle diaphragm. That's why in the low light condition it will be increase the size of the pupil and allowing the more intensity of the light. In the daylight more or in the high intensity of light conditions reduce the size of the pupil, then it will be allow the lesser intensity of the light. Why it will be increase the size and decrease the size means the main thing is only for viewing the or for seeing the object clearly in front of our eye. Next one is lens. So lens is it is made up of a jelly-like substance. We know that jelly type. So the lens is made up of a jelly-like substances, but the lens are hard, slightly hard at the middle and very soft at the edges. So our eye lenses are acts as a converging lens. Our eye lenses are acts as a converging lens. Our eye lenses are further connected to which one? Ciliary muscles. Anyway, our eye lenses are, we are called as a crystalline lens. It is acts as a converging lens. Then what will be happen? Our eye will be always forms real and inverted image on the retina. Listen very carefully. Our eye does not forms the virtual image. It is always forms the real image only. Real is always inverted. Real and inverted image, it will be forms on the retina wherever the position of the object. I will explain about that one later in this video only. So our eye lenses are connected to the ciliary muscle. What is the use of the ciliary muscles? So means when you are trying to see the distant position of the object, at that time our eye is in relaxed mode and focal length is maximum. So what is this value? The focal length is maximum is nothing but 2.5 centimeter. It is equal to the distance from lens to retina. The distance from our eye lens to retina. Retina is acts as a screen. So that's why the distance from eye lens to retina, this distance is how much one? 2.5 centimeter. This distance is. So that's why when you are able to see the distant object, at that time our eye lenses are in the relaxed mode and the focal length is maximum, is nothing but without any strain. You see that if the object is near, at that time our eye lens will be feel some strain and adjust the focal length. Again will be forms the image on the retina. At that time the focal length of the lens is decreases. When we are seeing the distant object, so the focal length of the lens is 2.5 centimeter. When you can see the nearby object, at that time focal length is 2.27 centimeter. I will explain numerically also this one later in this video. When you can see the distant object, at that time what is the focal length of our eye lens? 2.5. It is called maximum focal length. When you can see the nearby object, the focal length of the eye lens is 2.27. Here once again you remember what is that one means. So already we are discussing in the previous chapter refraction of light by curved or spherical surfaces, mostly in the lens. The lens are made up of either plastic or glass. But if you can take the convex lens only, equiconvex lens, if the object is at infinity, image will be formed at the f in other side. If object is beyond the 2f, image will be formed between the f and 2f, like that one. Is nothing but what you are understanding from the graphical representation by the lenses for the image formation. If the position of the object is changes in front of the eye lens in one side, the image position is also changes and the nature is also changes. Why? Because of means the lens is focal length is constant. It does not change by itself. Because of the focal length of the lens is depend upon the nature of the material, radius of the curvature. That's why, so the focal length of the lens does not change by itself. Due to that reason, if the position of the object is changes, image position is also changes and forms the different nature of the image. But in case of our eye lenses, it have one special specialty is there. Our eye lens will have a special particular specialty is there. What is that specialty means? Wherever the position of the object in front of our eye lens, the image will be always forms on the retina only, but the distance of the image is 2.5, means it does not change. But in the lenses, okay, position is changes, position of the object is changes, image position is also changes. Is nothing but image distance is also change. Means object distance is change, image distance is also change. But here, wherever the position of the object from infinity to near our eye lens, but the image distance is does not change. What is that one? 2.5 centimeter. Because of always the image will be formed on the retina. That's why the distance from eye lens to image is called image distance. What is that one? 2.5. That's why image distance is does not change in our eye lenses. Why? Because of means our eye lenses will be have a special capability, that is the changing the focal length by itself with help of which one? Ciliary muscles. So that's why ciliary muscles will be play an important role in the human eye for changing the which one? Focal length of the lens. Focal length of the lens. That's why when we can able to see the distant object, so what will be happen? So the lens size will be slightly increases. Slightly increase the length of the focal means. So when you can try to able to see the distant object, the focal length of the lens is slightly increases with help of the ciliary muscles. And if we can try to see the nearby object, the focal length of the lens will be adjusted by the ciliary muscles. This is called power of accommodation. So the adjusting of focal length with help of the ciliary muscles, the adjusting of focal length of lens with help of the ciliary muscles is called the power of accommodation. The power of accommodation. That's why with help of the ciliary muscles only our eye lenses will adjust the focal length. Okay, when you can see the distant object, what is its focal length? 2.5 centimeter. When you can see the nearby object, what is this one? 2 point. Means for far point object 2.5, near object 2.27. That's why when you can see the distant object, focal length is maximum. When you can see the near object, so focal length is minimum. So in this one, focal length value changes or not? How it is changes? Generally, in case of the lens is made up of glass or plastic, we are using in the laboratories, that eye lens, the focal length does not change once you made it. But here, what will happen? Focal length is changes. How it is possible? With help of the ciliary muscles only. Then finally, the rays are fall onto our eye lenses. Our eye lenses are lenses are which type of lens? Converging lens. Then between our eye lens and retina, what is there? Vitreous humor is there. It is also one type of liquid. It is also keep the eye in wet mode without drying, and also when you are crying like that one, the tears will become outside. Why? Means with help of this liquid. This liquid is only causes for the tear will become outside in type of water. Next one is finally, so retina is there. Retina acts as a screen in our eye. So image will be always forms on the retina. The distance from our eye lens to retina is, what is that one? 2.5 centimeter. This distance is fixed. This distance does not change. That's why the image distance is also 2.5 centimeter wherever the position of the object, because of our eye lens will be change the focal length. But retina will be contain nearly 125 million photoreceptors. 125 million photoreceptors. They are called rods and cones. They are called rods and cones. Listen very carefully. Our retina will be contain 125 million photoreceptor. Photo means light. Receptor means receiving light. Okay. So that 125 million photoreceptors we are called rods and cones. So what is the use of the rods and cones? Means rods will be identify the intensity of the light. Cones will be identify the color, vision of the color. But actually, rods and cones both are identify the intensity of the light, but cones are only capable to identify the color of the vision also along with the intensity of the light. But the rods are having only the capable of identify the intensity of the light. But so mainly we are observing that rods are identify the intensity of light and cones are identify the colors. Simply for this one we can write RICC. RI means rods are identify the colors. CC means cones are identify the color for simple purpose remembering it. So rods are identify the intensity of the light at the during the dim or night. During the night, what will be happen? So the rods will be trying to identify the color, identify the intensity of the light. But in the daytime, the cones are will be identify the intensity of the light. That is one is it. So that's why. One small correction here in our textbook. In 10th standard level, in our state syllabus textbook, they are given rods are identify the color, but cones identify the intensity of the light. That is the wrong. Rods are identify the intensity of the light, and cones are identify the intensity. Identify the colors only. That's why we can correct it because of I searched the number of books. So H.C. Verma, so some other foreign authors also I searched it, and the CBS also. So I clearly observing that rods are identify the intensity of the light and cones are identify the color. But in our textbook it is gives the intensity. It is correct. But so along with the intensity it is identifying which one color mainly. So it is only identify the color. That's why especially for understanding of you, rods are identify the intensity, cones are identify the color. So rods are identify the colors. Rods are identify the intensity where at the night vision. It is in the daytime. That is the slight difference between that. Next one after that. So the rods are identify the color coming from the object and cones are identify the image of the color. Then finally that information is sent them to the brain through the optic nerves. How many optic nerves are there? Nearly 1 million optic nerves are there. 1 million optic nerves are there. This 1 million optic nerves are connected to the brain from our eye. So what is this one means? Our optic nerves will be converted the light signals into the electric signals and send them to our brain. In our brain, what are there? You know the way clearly. Neurons are there. These neurons are analyzing the what is the image will be formed and what is its nature. Like that everything. Then finally we can able to see the image in the normal mode. You have some doubt is there. So on our image, which type of image will be on the retina of our eye, which image will be formed? Real and inverted means. So if you can see the tree will be appear to which mode? Inverted mode. But you can see in the normal mode only. How means? With help of the brain only. So the real and inverted image will be formed on the retina. That image signals is nothing but light signals. The image will be formed by which signals? Light. That's why that light signals will be send them to the brain through the which one? Optic nerve by the retina. So then our brain will be analyzing. So then finally it gives the information or command to that one. Then you can feel the object is in normal mode only. So once again listen very carefully. Our eye is mainly contains some basic components: cornea, aqueous humor, iris, pupil, lens, ciliary muscles, vitreous humor, retina, optic nerve. These are the basic parts involved in our eye. So in our eyeball, the front portion appears like a curved or spherical surface. It is called cornea. It is acts as a protective membrane, means from the dust. Next one, aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is one type of the liquid. It is always keep the eye in wetly without drying. Iris is the colored part in our eye. It is appears in the different colors in the different persons like gray, brown, blue. That type of colors are there. But iris is acts as a muscular diaphragm. It will be contain a tiny hole at its middle. The tiny hole we are called pupil. So pupil is which color? Black color, because of through the pupil only the light is enter into our eye. So after entering our eye, it will be not come back. That's why means nothing but it is not reflect the any part of the light. Due to that reason, it is appears which color? Only black color. So when what is the importance of the iris? The iris will be, I say that it is acts as a muscular diaphragm. So in the low light or night, in the low light condition or during the night time, so iris will be increase the size of the pupil or size of the hole. At that time, it is allow the more intensity of light coming from the object for seeing the object clearly. But in the daytime, intensity of the light is more coming from the object because of more sunlight will be, means sunlight is there. At that time, so the iris will be reduce the size of the pupil, and then it will allow the lesser intensity of the light. That light will be fall onto the lens. Our lens acts as a converging lens, and it is always forms the real inverted image on the retina. So when you can see the far object or distant object, our eye will be in relaxed mode and focal length is maximum, that is 2.5 centimeter. When you can see the near object, our eye will be strained and again change to the focal length. That length is minimum, that is 2.27, and finally image will be formed on the retina. That's why wherever the position of the object in front of our eye means is nothing but when you can see the distant object or moderate distance object or near object for our eye, but finally so image will be formed on the retina. The distance from lens to retina is fixed, that is 2.5 centimeter. That's why object distance is different, but image distance does not change, it is 2.5 centimeter only. And the ciliary muscles, our eye lenses are connected to the ciliary muscles. So our eye lenses are one jelly-like fluid, liquid, jelly type of liquid. It is made up of jelly type. Middle is hard slightly and edges are soft. Finally, the two edges of the lenses are connected to the ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles will play an important role to changing the focal length of our eye lens. That's why when you can try to distant object, the focal length of the eye lens are increased with the help of the ciliary muscles, and you can see the object clearly. If you can see the near object, the focal length of the eye lens are decreased with the help of the ciliary muscles, and see the near objects also clearly. Next one is vitreous humor. It is also one type of liquid. It is always keeps the eye in back side, and also it is causes for the tear. Means the tear will become outside, means not causes. The tear will become outside, means this from this liquid only. Next one, retina. Retina acts as a screen in human eye. It will be contain nearly 125 million photoreceptors called rods and cones. Rods are identify the intensity of the light, and cones are identify the color of the image or light. Then finally, these light signals, which signals will be received by the retina after form the image. The signals are sent them to the brain through the 1 million optic nerves. These optic nerves are converted the light signals into the electric signals and send them to the brain. Then our brain will be analyzing what is the nature of the image, how the image will be formed, what is the color, and finally you observe the image very clearly in the normal mode, but not in the reverse mode only. Now I will be explaining slide for understanding of you. When you can see the distant object, really the focal length is maximum or not, and while when you can see the near object, the focal length is minimum or not. If you see the far or distant object, when you see the far or distant object at that time. So we know that distant object means object distance u is equals to infinity, v is equals to 2.5 centimeter. I say very clearly, the image distance does not change. So if you can see the far or distant is nothing but object distance is infinity from our eye, is nothing but when you can see the distant position of a tree, or distant position of a mountain, or distant position of a factory, or distant position of a building, whatever that may be. So v equals 2.5, then what is the focal length? So now we know that what is the formula of focal length? 1 by f is equals to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. But u is equals to negative, that is very clearly 1 upon f in case of convex lens, because of our eye lens acts as a convex, is nothing but converging lens. 1 by f is equals to 1 upon 2.5 plus 1 upon infinity. 1 by infinity is nothing but 0. That's why 1 by f is equals to 1 upon 2.5. So then reciprocal of f is equals to 2.5 centimeter. That's why when you can see the distant position of the object at that time, what is the focal length of our eye lens? 2.5 centimeter. Is it correct or not? So mathematically also I will be proved the focal length of the lens is maximum, where when you can see the distant object at that time our eye is in which position? Relaxed mode. But how this focal length changes? With help of the ciliary muscles. If you can see the near object, if you can see the near object, u is equals to minus 25 centimeter, v is equals to 2.5 centimeter, f is equals to, you can find. Why should I write the u equals to minus 25 centimeter? So means that least distance of distinct vision. What is that one? 25 centimeter. Means nearby object is nothing but minimum distance is 25 centimeter when you can able to see the object. That's why if the object is near point of your eye is nothing but the distance of the object is 25 centimeter. So far is nothing but infinity, near is nothing but, so least distant vision 25 centimeter. V does not change. Same formula, 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon 2.5 plus 1 upon 25. Then 1 by f is equals to 2.5, I should write 10 by 25 plus 1 upon 25. Then 1 by f is equals to, so 25 LCM by 11. So we find which one? Focal length. Then reciprocal of focal length, f is equals to 25 upon 11. Then f is equals to 2.27 centimeter. Because of, we know very clearly, 25, 11. 11 2 jar, 22. 3, 0. Again 11 2 jar, 22. 8, 0. 11, 77. 3. So that's why, what you know that f is equals to 25 upon 11, then f is equals to 2.27 centimeter. So that when you can see the nearby object, what is the focal length of the eye? 2.27. That's why mathematically also we can prove when we can see the distant object, our focal length of eye is maximum. How it is changed? With help of the ciliary muscles. When you can see the nearby object, the focal length is changes by our eye, that is 2.27 with help of the ciliary muscles. So that wherever the position of the object in front of our eye, by changing the length of the focal length of our eye with help of the ciliary muscles. Finally, we see the image on the retina at distance of 2.5 centimeter only. Thank you.